Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So this is a little off our normal track of what we do here on the channel. Usually we talk about the Pacers, but this is pretty wild. ESPN has fired Shannon Sharpe. Unk is done. Unk is out over at ESPN, and I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm going to miss him being on TV, but I'm just going to be honest, man. This man did himself no favors. No favors at all. You know, I started watching Shannon Sharpe when he was on Undisputed with Skip Bayless on Fox Sports 1. And even then, when he was at Fox Sports, he had a alleged incident where I guess he choked a producer or something like that, and had to settle for a couple $100,000. So that kind of went brushed under the rug. Then he, signs this huge deal with ESPN and was only there a little more than a year. And then he has this OnlyFans girl come out and file a lawsuit against him for $50 million for rape, claiming that he raped her in 2024 and in early 2025. And I'm just going to say this, okay? Everybody's got, their freaky side of things, right? But the thing is, Shannon Sharpe was doing himself no favors. Okay, there was no way I thought this man was going to keep his job after everything that happened. Obviously, you have the Instagram live thing where everybody thought he got hacked, and he told everybody his Instagram got hacked. And then he came out on Nightcap one night and was admitted to everybody that he was just basically kind of bragging, and he kind of intentionally did that. It wasn't that he got hacked. I guess he wanted everybody to know that, he gets ass or something like that. I mean, the dude's a former football player. He's jacked. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think anybody was ever doubting the idea that Shannon Sharpe gets pussy. I mean, I don't think any of us were ever fucking Unk doesn't get none. I don't think anybody was saying that. But, the idea that he felt the need to try to prove that to the entire world was just something that just seemed really fucking weird to me. Then he obviously settles with this girl with everything. And anytime you settle, I'm going to tell you right now, man, anytime you settle with somebody over something, it's never a good look. And when he settled with this girl, Gabriella, I guess her name is, or Jane Doe or whatever, okay? But Shannon Sharpe was the one that, the stupid fuck, released the text messages, which we'll get into that later. But anytime you settle for a undisclosed cash amount, and then people find out it's in the hundreds of thousands and it's in the millions of dollars range, it's very obvious, you wouldn't settle for that type of money if you didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the thought process that goes through everybody's head. It's okay, well, if you're really innocent, defend yourself in court. And Shannon Sharpe has enough money to defend himself in court against these women and OnlyFans models. But if you're settling and you're literally paying somebody to go away, that means that you think they can end your career. That means you think that you did something wrong to the point that you would rather go into your pockets than fight it in court. And we've seen that time and time again, with for example, CNN and Nick Sandman or whatever his name was, the kid that they made an example out of. Anytime somebody settles in court for something, it's they are literally just paying you to go the fuck away. And Shannon Sharpe was just I just kind of can't believe a guy that is so smart can be so dumb when it comes to women. You know what I'm saying? What is the song by Elvis? It's called Fools. There's also a song by Foster called Fools. It's a remake of an Elvis Presley song. And the chorus of the song goes, wise men say only fools rush in, but pretty girls make fools out of wise men. And that applies in this situation. Shannon Sharpe is not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a very smart man. I think he's got morals, and I even think, like, there's part of him that is, like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, there's some principle to what he does. You know what I'm saying? But when you do shit like this, and then, you know, then we get phone calls that get released where the girl says to you on the phone, don't manipulate me. And he says, if you say that word one more fucking time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you the next time I see you. Like, I'm sorry, but there's nothing redeemable about that. Like, and maybe he meant it in a sexual context because, you know, he said something like, you know you're like that or something like that, like I guess being sexual or whatever, and she said, no, I won't. And then he said, I don't think you really have a choice. Like, I hate to break it to you, Unc, but that's pretty fucking damning, okay? Like, that's pretty bad. And honestly, like, I don't know how to feel about people taking private conversations and recording them and then releasing them to the media. And I mean, unless this is something that's been happening to her all the time, I would assume so, because this isn't the first choking incident that Shannon Sharpe has been a part of. But it's just the idea that Shannon Sharpe put himself in this position. You know, he released the text messages. Then the phone call recordings come out, and like after the phone call recordings came out, it was just very hard for ESPN to, I think, justify keeping him. I think as soon as those voicemails or those phone recordings came out, I think that was when they decided to put him on leave or whatever. But like it was pretty obvious that like he was probably going to lose his job. Now I don't know what happens at this point. I don't know what happens to Shannon Sharpe. Like, are people still going to watch Club Shay Shay? Are people still going to watch Nightcap? I would assume so for, like, the content, but it's just the idea, like, it's sad for me as a fan of Shannon Sharpe because, like, I always thought he was this stand-up guy. Like, I guess I'm getting into more of the personal part of it now of like, what I think about it, but I always thought Shannon Sharpe was a very educated man. And I always thought, like, he was, you know, like, kind of like a model of black excellence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought if there was anybody who could, like, just, I don't know, like, if there was any example you wanted to go by, like, you have some like, black figureheads that, like, you would look at and go, like Barack Obama, right? You look at Barack Obama or, like, Shannon Sharpe or, like, Oprah Winfrey, right? You look at them as black excellence. Jay-Z, right? And Shannon Sharpe, to me, was one of those people. Like, he was one of those people that I was like, yo, like I love Shannon Sharpe because it's like, yo, like, he's got his shit together, right? Like, I looked at Shannon Sharpe like everybody else. There's a reason they called him Unc. You know what I'm saying? Because people felt like he was like their fucking, like, their uncle that was on ESPN. You know, there's a reason he got the what's it called? The moniker Uncle Shannon, Unc Shannon, you know? And I think everybody felt that way. I think everybody looked at him like the uncle you maybe never had, or that uncle you do have that's always talking sports, right? And then this comes out, and it's kind of like the guy that you thought he was, you realize he's not. You know, especially when, like, he would go on Undisputed and say, Grandma always said this, or whatever, like, and he would give a saying that, like, his grandma told him or whatever, right? And he just seemed so principled. And to hear all this, and then, he's constantly settling lawsuits with women and all this other stuff, it's just like, yeah, he seems like a nice guy on television, but once you start peeling the curtain back a little bit, and you're just like, wow, like, there's a part of him that really is a total piece of shit. And, obviously everybody's got skeletons in their closet to some extent, but it's just the idea, like, it just sucks that, like, it was this. You know what I'm saying? And the idea that he's like settling in court just makes it look like he's fucking guilty. That's the problem with it. That's the problem with settling in court. It's like you are literally paying somebody to go the fuck away. And Shannon Sharpe has continually done that time and time again, where he's just paid somebody to go the fuck away. And I think to myself, right, if he were really innocent, like if he were really innocent and believed he was innocent, he would fight it in court. You know, like he would fight this and he would, you know, because he's got more money than these OnlyFans models. You know, he played in the fucking NFL. He's signed to ESPN. He made $3 million a year at Undisputed. Then, you know, Nightcap became a thing and Club Shay Shay became a thing. Like, this is a man who went from playing football to making more money in media than he ever made in football. And built like this media fucking empire. And to find out that like this is who he is, you know, and like behind closed doors, and like I get it, everybody's got their own kink shit, but like it's just the idea like he's not even like really, I don't know, like he's denied it, but he hasn't done a good job of, you know, protecting his own ass. And now that it's out in the public of like what he says to women on the phone, what he does behind closed doors, you know, the Instagram thing, it's kind of like this dude is like a womanizer. You know, that's like the first thing is like he just kind of just takes advantage of women. But the other thing is also like I don't want to call him the R word, but like that's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like he's doing things to women that he doesn't want them to do, and instead of fighting it in a courtroom and proving his innocence, he's just paying them money to go away. And that's never a good look, man. Like, that's never a good look. You know, even if you are innocent and you settle with somebody to just go the fuck away, it still never looks good. And that makes me wonder if he's going to continue to be as successful on YouTube as he was on, like, ESPN and stuff. Because people look at you different, man. Like, even when like, with anything. Like, people can love what you do, but if you're a shitty person, generally, people don't want to be associated with you. People don't want to support you. And I think after all this, he's done a good job of fucking up, you know, the best thing he had going for him. So I don't know, man. You know, it sucks because like I'll forever view Shannon Sharpe in a different light because of this. Like I always thought he was a stand-up guy and very well principled, very well mannered, and all this other stuff. And then, you know, unfortunately, all this shit comes out, and now I'm just like, I'm not really sure if I think Shannon Sharpe's a good person anymore. Like, I don't watch his shit anymore, to be honest with you. Like, I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch Club Shay Shay anymore. I don't watch Nightcap anymore. I don't really watch anybody, like, sports-related anymore on YouTube. But, you know, occasionally I might stumble across a video that I click on. But it just, yeah, I view Shannon Sharpe a lot differently after this, and I think a lot of other people will too. There's going to be a lot of people that really don't give a fuck, but it sucks that, like, the guy I thought he was is, like, not who he actually is. And I think there's going to be a handful of people that think that way. Women will definitely think that way. Women will definitely think he's a piece of shit. There are some men that will think he's a piece of shit. There's going to be men out there who think that she's just fucking lying. And I will say this, okay? I will throw this out there. The one thing that doesn't make sense to me about this whole case, because I looked a little bit into it, she says that Shannon Sharpe raped her in 2024 and in early 2025. And I just think to myself, well, to do it the second time, you would have had to agree to meet him at some point, right? Or either he was manipulating her or some way. Like, there's a part of that I'm not so sure how much I believe of it and how much I don't. Because it's like, okay, how was he manipulating her, though? Like, either way, like, what was going to be the course of action? Was he manipulating her in a sense that he was going to expose her to, like, his entire fan base or something like that? Or was she, you know, like, understanding what she was doing? Because, you know, obviously there was the text messages where she said, I want your baby gravy, and put a baby in me. So it's like I will say this, okay? I don't think either party is innocent. in this. I think the OnlyFans girl knew what she was doing. I will say that. But I also think Shannon Sharpe maybe did some things he wasn't supposed to. I think two things in this situation can be true at once. Was she in on it and was it consensual? Yes, but did he also do some things that she maybe didn't want him to do? That's also a possibility as well. But at the end of the day, Shannon Sharpe's a really big figure, man. He's one of the biggest names in sports media at the current point in time. And even after this, he probably still will be. But it's just the idea, at least not on ESPN. It'll be like on YouTube on his own platform. And you know what? Maybe going independent for him is the best thing for him, But it's just the idea. It's an unfortunate thing, that like a guy that I thought so highly of kind of, this is, part of him. But, it's going to be what's going to be. This happens. This is one of the, the dark side of media. This is the dark side of people that you normally don't learn about. And it sucks because, I liked Shannon Sharpe a lot better when he was on Undisputed. Like, once he got to ESPN, I didn't really watch it much. I don't watch Club Shay Shay a lot. I don't watch Nightcap a lot. So, I mean, it's not really any, anything I'm going to be missing out on. It's not anything that I'm just, I'm fucking distraught over. It just, I wish Shannon Sharpe would have lost his job with ESPN for another reason. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather him lost his job at ESPN because his content sucked, or his show wasn't doing well, or, his ratings were bad. Not because he got into a sexual assault lawsuit and had to settle in court for an insane amount of money. And then you get all the shit that comes out after it, and now it's just like everybody views him as a piece of shit. So, it is what it is. But tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.